Oh, Saturday morning. Got myself up into a side job here. Gotta go fix a jack on a trailer or something. I don't know. It's a big truck, something. We'll go figure it out. So yesterday it was raining and then it got cold and froze. So I think there was freezing rain and then snow. So the highway is probably just slippery as old heck. So might be a little bit of an interesting drive in today. It's about a half an hour drive where I gotta go to meet this guy that I've never met before to work on his trailer or whatever. The big old F550, she goes good in the snow, but it's got those 19.5 inch rims with the low profile tires, and just with all the weight on it and stuff, you go to stop and she just slides. So you got to give yourself ample time in the winter, because I've been in many close call situations with this thing. She's like a freight train, eh? Once you get her rolling, so you don't want to stop. So I just gonna take my time and putter my way on in to work. Okay, well that was good. Didn't get to film anything because the guy was right there, and it's it's a new guy I just met for the first time there, so I didn't want to be a weirdo and have my camera out. So yeah, just word of mouth. A guy that knew a guy that knew me needed the trailer jack fixed, so it was an hour. Cut her off with the torch, used their torch that they had there and cut her off, welded the new jack back on, and I looked up and he had to hand me $100, so I wouldn't have charged him that much, but that's what he gave me, so it's perfect. It was worth waking up this morning on this snowy Saturday morning. Now, this reminds me, there was a year ago today, or yeah, I was working on a Saturday on Thanksgiving long weekend, and this is Thanksgiving long weekend, and I was working in this area too, and I was heading home. Actually what happened was, I went to go to this shop, and I usually just show up unannounced at places. They need something done, and they go, oh, I'll be around, you know, whenever, and then I just kind of show up. And I showed up at this office and there was no one around, and I didn't realize there was a long weekend and there was no one around, so I think I called the boss, and I'm not sure if I was able to get in and do the work or not, or I just went home, but it doesn't matter. And it was on the way home that I blew my front tire, and if you ever noticed, maybe I'll show you after, the one front fender in my truck's just like all smashed to crap, and the fender flare's gone and everything. Well, that was because I blew a tire. And I blew a tire because I was running this crappy old used. Shouldn't be talking on this in the snowstorm, but anyways, I blew a tire because I was running crappy old used tires on this thing. Because contracting, you know, running your own business, when it's really good, it's really good, and when it's really bad, well, it gets really bad. So I was scrimping for a while there. The tires that were on the truck when I bought it, they were getting in bad shape. I blew a set of duals like right off in the back, and then had to run on singles for a bit, and I took the tires off the old 450 and put them on this one, and then the front tires, well, that one blew, and then I went to it was this sketchy tire shop on the wrong side of town that sold used tires. So I got a set of used tires put on the front, and the tire on one side, it always used to wear funny, and there's kind of a vibration on that front quarter, and I thought there was something trucking in an alignment or something. So when I went to that tire shop, they balanced those front wheels, and that tire was half the tire was wheel weights. What the heck kind of sketchy operation is this? Oh, I'll put it on four-wheel drive. So I was driving like that. I was at this customer's shop one day, and he's looking at my tires. Like, "Wow, the tire's got a big bulge in it. It's looking bad." I'm like, "Yeah, it's getting pretty sketchy, but what can you do?" And he said, "You shouldn't be driving that." And it was getting pretty dangerous to be driving on the highway. It was sketchy. The tire was done. So I seen he had 6 tires sitting there, because he's got a few F550s. Tires on the rims, and asked him what he's doing with those tires. And he said, "Oh, he had one truck. The wheels had come loose and egged out the holes on some of the rims, but he's not going to need all of them." It's like, "Well, I could sure use some of those tires if you can spare some for me." And he says, "Well, we'll see what we need and don't need, and I'll get back to you." So it was no more than a week later. I blew this tire, so I had to pull a dual off the back, put it on the front, get home, and then I contacted him and I said, "Man, like, I could really use those tires right now. I'm in a pinch." So he had a skid steer bucket for me to rebuild. The whole back was tore out of it. I had to put a whole new plate in the back and everything. The shop, and I'm like, and then he brought a tire he picked up the best tire of the bunch. Good guy. Picked up the best tire of the bunch and brought it to me, and he said, "Just when you bill me for the skid steer bucket rebuild, just factor in the price of that tire and we'll call it square." So that's what I did. So now I still got one of those shady used tires on one side in the front, and I got the tire that Buddy gave me on the other side in the front. But this truck, I don't remember my old F450 sliding this bad in the winter. Like, it was pretty bad, but not like this. But I was thinking maybe it's because of those tires I got on the front. That F450's got a real good set of Michelins on the front. So maybe that makes all the difference. Maybe I should steal the tires off of that, or just stop being a cheapie and go get a nice good set of Michelins for the front of this. And that might make a world of difference on this truck in the winter, because it's pretty sketchy. And yeah, so that's kind of a story. And then this time last year, when I made that buzzsaw woodcutter video, I think when I tested it, I called it a firewood processor, because I had that little splitter on it and stuff. Not have a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out. When that, man, I was scrimping. I was doing, did a bunch of aluminum work for a guy. Little jobs, and that was it. And then Christmas, there was probably 3 weeks where there was nothing on the go around Christmas. And then I started that job, and I had to wait 6 weeks for my first paycheck. So I was borrowing money to go to work. It was wild. And I was taking side jobs on, but I didn't have time. I was working as much as they'd let me. I was working 7 days a week, 6 days a week. Just giving her, working as much as I could, trying to get back on top while I could. And so I was calling on my friends, you know, calling anyone I knew who was a welder, who was competent at all. "Hey, can you come do this job, come do that job?" And I was paying them a rate, and then I was just taking some off the top for me, just so I had some money, just to get by. It was nuts. So now I'm all, you know, I've been working for almost a year now, steady, so I'm all high on the horse, you know, forgetting all about how tough times can get, you know. When it's good, it's good, but you gotta remember back to these times when you were just scrimping. But still though, I still don't suggest that you work for like an employer 40 hours a week, get paid average wage, because what happens is you make just enough money that you have to keep working, and you can do you get your 2 weeks pay holidays a year, and that's it. So your whole life just becomes waking up in the morning, going to work, enjoying a bit on the weekends, and maybe one little holiday a year, and that's it. And that's your life, and that's I can't handle that. See, because I can't complain last year when I was scrimping that hard, because all summer long I worked a little bit, but I got a job. A whole bunch of brand new structural steel came in for this old people's home, and a bunch of it was screwed up. So through a friend of a friend, I got contracted on to go fix a bunch of these beams and stuff. So I was there for a couple of weeks, you know, charged my full rate, and buddy paid me, so I had some money in the bank. So I used some of that money and went and bought this old Suzuki motorcycle. And then when spring came, I headed across the country on that old Suzuki to help my father bring in these lobster traps at the end of the season. So that was pretty cool, and I stayed home for a few weeks in. Then I came back out, and then there was my sister's wedding that I spent a bunch of time back east for, then my brother's wedding. Then I took 2 motorcycle trips to BC, so I pretty much holidayed all summer long. Worked a little bit here and there in between until I got out to a point where I was just scrimping for money. But it was good, and that's how life should be. Like, I enjoyed lots of family, friends, you know, motorcycle trips, and it was really good. You know, it's good for the heart. It was really a great summer. So, but that's the thing. That's what you do when you work for yourself or your contract. Like for me, I guess, and it kind of helps being. That's why I'm kind of in the city now, because there's so much opportunity around that you can do stuff like that. Just gotta pick up and drop work as, you know, as you want to. So if you're ambitious and serious about your job, I don't suggest that you get caught in the trap of working for an employee, because there's so many business owners and corporations that are getting rich off of people that are scared, people that want security. And it's pretty much a false sense of security. And you get into these jobs that you're like, oh yeah, I got a company truck and I go bid jobs and I do everything on my own and they treat me so good and let me do what I want. Well, if you can do all that, why don't you do it for yourself? Like, if you're taking care of everything, all that employer is doing is freaking, all he's doing is paying you and cashing checks, sending bills and cashing checks, and you're just making them money. Don't do that. Go make your own dang money, man, and then you get paid more, so you don't have to work as much, and life's just super awesome better. And it's fun. It's fun scrimping. It's fun being worried where your next check's gonna come from, and you get a breakdown, or you need a piece of equipment, and you're rigging something up. Like, it's exhilarating. None of this mundane 9 to 5 scrimping crap. This big LRT train job I'm on now, I don't know, might be another couple months left, might be another year left. I don't know. They don't tell us nothing. But once this job's done, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do really, but it's gonna be fun and awesome, and it's not gonna involve work, I'll tell you that. And it feels good to work and be busy and just be on the go all the time, but I find my brain it'll just get on different tracks, you know. Like right now it's like working, busy, getting it done track, and then I got burnt out on that, and then I just get on just touring the world, enjoying family, loving life track, and then I start going on about, oh, you don't need to work, man, you just need to enjoy life. And then, so I guess it all goes down to how hungry you are, right? Like when there's money in the bank, I just want to relax, and when there's no money in the bank, I just want to work. But that's life, and that's me. I can't do that 9 to 5, it's getting by. Oh, I got my 2 weeks of holiday for a year thing. Like when the work's there, I want to just give her all I got. And when the work's not there, I just want to relax all I got. So, I guess I'm just rambling. It's just a winter wonderland. And it's supposed to snow all day and into tomorrow. another, I think it's supposed to get another 10 inches on top of this. Oh well, that's cool. Well, there, I had an excuse to wake up this morning, made some money. Now I'm going to go in and eat some dinner and find something else to do for the day. So thanks a lot, guys. If you watched this much of my ramblings, thanks a lot. New subscribers, thank you. Getting close to 100. Woo! So that's awesome. And lots of adventures to come. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.